How did that affect Michael as he grew older? Then Janet, Jermaine, Tito, LaToya. Where are the Jacksons now? And later, can Michael return to the top? The experts weigh in. That's all when Celebrity Exposé returns.
I mean, Michael's in another stratosphere. He's the greatest.
Older brother Jermaine Jackson praising Michael. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Celebrity Exposé. I'm Tony Potch. You know, there was no doubt that a then 5-year-old Michael Jackson was the standout of the Jackson 5, even replacing Jermaine as the lead vocalist a few years later. But how did Michael's early success and lack of a real childhood affect him as he grew older?
We love music and we grew up doing music.
Gary, Indiana holds a place in history as the birthplace of Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. But Jackson biographer J. Randy Taraborelli tells us the small town couldn't hold on to the 10-year-old child prodigy and his talented family for very long.
Well, the first big news for the family was that Motown wanted to sign the act around 1968 and brought them to Los Angeles to begin recording.
We just move well together. It's just magic. It's magic.
Well, if there was magic, then Michael was a magician. The group's debut album, the first of 25, exploded onto the scene in 1969, and they stunned the music world by nabbing 4 #1 hits in a row: ABC, The Love You Saved, I'll Be There, and I Want You Back.
Oh, darling, all I need is one more chance. Shorty, I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart?
But their success quickly pushed Michael to the forefront, and Motown immediately began grooming the child prodigy for solo success.
He was the best dancer, he was the best singer, he had the most personality. He was definitely aware of the fact that he had a huge responsibility because the focus of the act was on him. I mean, if Michael couldn't perform, it ruined everything. By 1970, Michael Jackson was in the recording studio by himself, recording his first solo hit record, which was Got to Be There, which was huge.
Randy Taraborelli has known Michael for 30 years and penned the book Michael Jackson, The Magic and the Madness. Randy tells the story of a young Michael moving in with the legendary Diana Ross.
As he told me once, was the best time in his life. Michael would wake up in the morning and, you know, go downstairs and see Diana Ross, and then they would hang out, and then he would go to the recording studio and, you know, record a hit song.
Since 1968, as a 10-year-old, Michael was front and center for the Jackson 5 and catapulted his band of brothers to the top of the charts with a staggering 8 #1 hits.
Yes, I do now. I want you back. Ooh, ooh, baby. I want you back.
And it didn't take long for Michael to break out on a solo career. And in 1979, an adult Michael proved he was in it for the long haul with the release of his multi-platinum selling album, Off the Wall.
Michael is one of the great geniuses of all time. I mean, I have not seen a greater entertainer than Michael.
Michael's 1982 album, Thriller, more than lived up to its name, becoming the biggest selling album with more than 100 million copies sold worldwide.
Those were songs that were like cutting edge. They were setting the tone for just incredible videos and little short movies.
In 1985, he lent his creative talents to aid the starving people of Ethiopia with the song We Are the World. The project raised more than $90 million and became the top-selling single at that time. Michael wrote the song the same way he wrote his other hits.
It just comes. Songs just kind of create themselves, so I don't want to dissect it, really. I let it happen.
Where are the remaining Jacksons now? We're talking about Michael's 8 other siblings and his own 3 children. Well, aside from Michael, his youngest sister Janet has had the most success. And now come 3 new Jacksons: Paris, Prince Michael, and Prince Michael II. Michael's elusive children caught unveiled in a rare public appearance. Prince Michael and his youngest sister Paris revealed themselves to the world for the first time in Las Vegas. Michael has always kept his kids covered, creating years of outlandish speculation, so everyone was shocked in the normalcy of the children, who clearly look happy and healthy, dressed in baseball caps and stylish kids' coats. So where are the rest of the Jacksons? Well, Auntie Janet has been dating producer Jermaine Dupri for more than 6 years and is in the spotlight now with her latest and 10th CD. It's called Discipline. For the disc, she worked with a new label and new producers, but this Jackson delivers the sound that has won her 5 Grammys and kept her relevant for more than 20 years now.
Sounds like classic me, which everyone is talking about. It's still me. I wouldn't have it any other way. I couldn't do it any other way.
And even at 41, she's looking young and fit in this tight one-piece catsuit in her feedback video, proving she hasn't lost her sex appeal with age.
If anything, it's stronger the older you get. I think you know more about it at that age than you do when you're actually a kid. You think you know everything about it.
Who's this behind? Who with her head down? Oh, it's Raby!
Michael's two other sisters, 57-year-old Rebe and 51-year-old Latoya, made a rare public appearance together to see their little sis Janet perform in the summer of 2006.
Yeah, and for all the sisters to get together, how special is that? It's fun. My mom is here. All the girls are together.
Now, Rebe lives in Las Vegas and has remained, for the most part, retired from music since her 1998 CD, Yours Faithfully. Latoya estranged herself from Michael and the rest of her family after posing nude for Playboy in 1989. And then in 1993, when she spoke against Michael, declaring she believed the rumors of Michael sexually abusing children. However, by the late 90s, she ended her estrangement and supported Michael in his 2004 abuse scandal.
And everything that is happening with Michael, I know that there's some things that you can't talk about.
I think that if you keep things in a positive light, it makes everybody look better and everybody shines better. He's doing exceptionally well. I'm very happy and very proud, and we're all behind him 1,000%.
What are the misconceptions that you think that are out there about you that you would like to clear up?
I think the biggest misconception really about my family is that they think that we don't get along, and that is the biggest misconception ever, because we're always together. We all see each other all the time.
Latoya's been working on a new CD titled Startin' Over for more than 5 years now. It is planned to be released in 2008. As for the brothers and the Jackson 5, Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and later Randy, they all saw some success after Michael's final split from the group in 1984 following the Victory Tour. Their biggest splash in years came in 2001 when they rejoined with Michael on stage at his 30th anniversary special that was in New York City.
He is innocent. My brother is innocent. 1,000% innocent.
Like their sisters, Michael's brothers supported Michael through the troubled times, with Jermaine always the most outspoken.
My brother's the most loving person. He's a human being. He has children. We have children. They go to school and they've been asked these questions and they come home sad and crying, and so people have no feelings, and it's like they think he's down, so they want to kick him and pick on him. That's not right. And this name about Wacko Jacko, I hate that. I hate it. It's crazy. What's wacko about my brother?
Coming up, Neverland then and now. Once Michael's dream home, and now deserted. Will Michael ever return to the place his children once called home? But first, Michael's comeback. What does he have to do to return to his King of Pop status? That's when Celebrity Exposé returns. January 18th, 2004. Michael emerges from his arraignment in front of hundreds of fans and media from around the world. Welcome back to Celebrity Exposé. I'm Tony Potts. And no doubt that dark time in Jackson's life caused him to retreat from his star status into a life in the shadows. But can he come back? Well, we turn to the experts to find out.
All I can promise you is that I will make you all proud of me.
Thriller is a best-selling album in history. Thriller is the best-selling album of all time. But a comeback, not likely, according to image consultant Donnie Deutsch.
There are obviously certain very questionable areas here. No marketer will touch them. You know, there are no endorsements that can happen. You do not recover from that. That's it.
A few hours ago, I just left the studio, and I'm working on a lot of new great stuff.
That was Michael back in 2003, and since that time, he's been unable to reach anywhere near the success he's had in the past. In fact, the last time Jackson was #1 on the charts was 2001's Invincible, selling 2 million copies.
Yeah, he's the king of pop. Going through a hard time, but nevertheless, that you can't take away from him.
New York radio personality Wendy Williams says even with his past legal woes, you can't deny that he's a musical genius. But is the heyday over?
I don't know that Michael can save his career. It'll never be what it was. 5 too many surgeries, a few too many accusations.
I absolutely believe that the arrest and the mugshot and all the business of that week impacted his sales in this country, and I'm surprised that it didn't impact them more.
But there is still a big audience for Michael, so says biographer J. Randy Taraborelli.
The fact of the matter is that in Europe, Michael Jackson is still huge, big business.
But legendary record executive Clive Davis has resurrected the scandal-free careers of Rod Stewart and Carlos Santana. He is much more open-minded when it comes to the King of Pop and believes he could come back.
Can Michael Jackson come back? The answer is yes. Whether he can come back as big as Thriller, no. I mean, it's probably unlikely, but can he have a major, renewed recording career? Yes, he could.
You know, much has happened to Michael Jackson since Thriller's released 25 years ago. Some good, some bad. But the fact remains, the Jackson fans are loyal and patiently awaiting his comeback. The question is, what will happen to his 3 children? Will they be given the childhood that Michael never had? And what happened to their once childhood home, Neverland, once the site of happy memories, and now the symbol of Michael's dark times? We leave you with Neverland then and now. Goodbye, everyone, and we'll see you on the next Celebrity Exposé.
One of the first things you notice when you get to Neverland, you go inside the gates, there is nobody there. It seems like it was a dream that has somehow faded into memory, and it will never be the same again.
An extraordinary fantasy land, desolate and abandoned. I took a helicopter tour over Michael Jackson's beloved Neverland Valley Ranch. It's 34 miles from the Santa Barbara coast, and found it to be a shadow of what it was in 2004, when Michael invited us to the 2,700-acre estate.
It's very eerie to be here now, as opposed to when I was here a couple of years ago when Michael was actually here.
We love you. I love you more.
As you can hear, we're on the train to Neverland. Heading up this road. As you look, it's kind of amazing. The train and the flourishing activity it traveled through are gone. Even Santa used to come to Neverland over the holidays.
Ho, ho, ho. The main house has 33 rooms. Michael bought Neverland Ranch back in 1988 for $17 million. It has 2,700 acres, as you can see below us here. Now, Michael was last seen here at Neverland in June of 2005.
Now, since his acquittal in 2005, Michael has not been back to his home, which he opened up to Hollywood throughout its 15-year run. After his arrest in 2003, Michael's goddaughter, Nicole Richie, who came to Neverland often as a child, came to her godfather's defense.
I mean, nothing ever happened. And my parents wouldn't put me in the care of somebody that they thought was dangerous. And they let me go over there all the time. I mean, he's just like, okay, go, you know, like, do whatever you want. It's, you know, it's like a huge playground.
Michael's amusement park, which once bustled with a squeal of excited kids, is now motionless and dilapidated. The cheery carousel is all covered up.
See, the amusement rides are all shut down. In fact, some look to be missing. There is a tent that is in disrepair as well. The roof has been caved in.
The Neverland amusement park tent no longer stands proud. A broken teepee in the little Indian village has also succumbed to Neverland's deserted state.
Right below us, there is the zoo is there. The animals are all gone. There used to be giraffes there, and elephants, lions, what have you. They are gone as well.
The lush green pastures where elephants and camels once grazed have also been replaced by barren, dry land. Exotic flamingos residing among vibrant gardens, gone. The lake, which once spouted stately fountains, is completely still.
Obviously, the property is in somewhat disrepair. You look down, you can see that the big pool looks like it has algae in it. It hasn't been watered in a while, and that's ironic because we've had a lot of rain, so you can tell that there hasn't been much maintenance on it.
Now, to bring Neverland back to life would cost up to $4 million a year. That's the amount Michael once paid to keep up his estate.
It's interesting to note that there's been a lot of activity on the property as far as people wanting to purchase it and do what you have with it. It was in foreclosure a little over a year ago, and there has been rumor that a company has bought that and